All right, everybody. Whoops. Welcome to our first aid class. And how many of you know that this month is actually, I think they call it Preparedness Month. Does anybody know that? And do you have a first aid kit of your own that you're like, yep, I have something I can grab and go. I take this with me. So tell me in the chat if you have one or if you need to put one together, okay? And I'm going to actually show you a couple of mine. Um, and here's the thing is that you can make this as easy or as complicated as you want. And I err on the side of ease, okay? So, and I would say just keep it easy, okay? So this is just a bag I got. It happens to say all the oils, but it doesn't have to. But I love this because it actually, it fits full-size bottles of oil. So this is one option that you could do. And then of course I could put Band-Aids and salve and different things in there. This is a box, a case that I take with me everywhere I go when I travel. It's just always in my computer bag. And this one actually has 49 little bitty sample bottles of oil. I love this because when I'm traveling, especially like if when we go overseas or we fly somewhere, I may not be able to take 49 oils with me, but there are some that I need and or I may not need them every day, but like they're my emergent ones or the ones that I really love, or maybe just ones that maybe well, like I have gathering in here and maybe it's one of those days that like I'm not feeling very kind. I don't know. And so I can just get that oil out and help. So I have two of these cases left, actually. If anybody is interested in that, you can message me. We can chat about that. But I love this. And I have a bunch of ones that are just 16, hold 16 samples too, because again, they're light, they're easy. I mean, you can see this one's pretty big, although it's, I don't know, maybe 5 inches squared. Um, but I have never, through all the times that I've gone through TSA, they've never even questioned this case. So, and if they did, I would just say, that's my medicine, right? All right, so we are talking about first aid though, and creating your own kit. And I love that Young Living offers us tools that we need to stock a first aid kit. And then we're equipped to handle all those inevitable bumps in the road. And then as an added bonus, we get to hand these tools down to our kids who are empowered to use them for their own health. And I will tell you, I started using oils when my youngest was about 18 months old, and it did not take her long to know that lavender would help her aches and pains, her owies, as well as calm her down. And so I loved the fact that I could, I thought I had one, I could just hand her this bottle of lavender oil and she would be able to treat herself as needed, right? Sometimes it was just opening the bottle and smelling it. Sometimes it was putting it on her skin or whatever. And I love that even at age 2 and 3, that I could do that and she was empowered to treat herself. All right. So, whoops. Hopefully this works. Okay, we need to be prepared. It's so again, we want to create a natural first aid kit that's easy to store, easy to transport. And you guys, it can be as simple as tossing an owie roller in your bag with a few bandages. Especially if you have little kids, that's always a great one, or a bottle of lavender. I just literally carried a bottle of lavender with me when my kids were little all the time because they were always falling down, getting hurt. So this was always in my bag or in my purse. You can also grab a small makeup bag and put some necessities in it for a trip, or give your kids an oil bottle or a roller to stick in their backpack or in their pocket in case of maybe a sting or a scrape at school, or maybe they're just upset at school, right? And so think about those oils that are like lavender is kind of the Swiss Army knife. And so it covers so many things, which we'll talk about in just a minute. So most of these oils you can literally just open and apply, and I love the ease of that. Or you can dilute them and stash rollers in your car, in your purse, at work, in backpacks. Highly recommended. Again, give your kids and yourself the products that we need to
Hold on.
be empowered. Okay. These natural tools are so easy to have on hand for any situation, and they don't expire. And I love that too, right? And so there are a few bottles I have had for years and years. I will just say, this is not one of them, but I have some really old label ones. And for the most part, unless they're citrus oils, there is still a lot of oil in there. Now the citrus oils will evaporate because they're just the way that they are. So you do want to use those up, right? So don't let your lemon just sit around, but you can let your lavender sit. Hopefully you're using it though too. Okay. If you guys can mute yourselves, just double check that you're muted. That would be super helpful. Okay, so when it comes to storing oils, the only rule is to keep them away from intense heat. So don't set them on your stove or on top of a toaster oven. But keep them on the counter or on your desk, on your tables, or a wall shelf so you can grab them easily. If they're not available, you will not grab them. Okay. And so make sure that you have them out where you see them, where it triggers you to, oh yeah, I could use oils, or I should use this oil today. So some practical tips: designate a shelf in a common area of your home for keeping your oils and your ointments. Maybe grab a cute bag to fill with a few oils and rollers to take with you every day. Place some bandages of various sizes on your shelf and in your bag so that you're ready. And then keep some coconut oil or V6 carrier complex or on hand for applying oils easily. And I don't have my purse right now. But I have you guys, I showed you these small sample bottles I have. I have one this is a 5/8 dram. It's probably, I don't know if it's a 1 dram or a 2 dram bottle. So it's bigger. And I have filled it with V6, which is our carrier oil, right? And I did not put the orifice reducer on it. So that little top on here, sorry, I did not put that on there. So when I unscrew the lid of V6, if you pour it, it's going to all come out. But I didn't put the orifice reducer on it in part because if somebody needs it, like I gave them peppermint and it never fails that somebody's going to stick it in their eye, right? That if you need it, you can get V6 really quick. So I do recommend, whether it's this size bottle or a bigger one, that you carry some V6 with you in your bags. And then diluting oils, again, diluting, it just is slowing down the process of the body metabolizing them. So the bigger fat molecules in the carrier oils slow the absorption rate of the essential oil, which actually makes your topical usage even more effective in some situations as your body has more time to use and process them. Uh, yeah. And did you know that each oil, so if you look at the back or at the side of each oil, it talks about how to use it. And it tells you a dilution ratio right on the bottle, which you can follow, or you can just use them how you choose. Okay. So don't get hung up on that either. But it does tell you. So like this is a bottle of Melrose I have here, and it says dilute 1 drop with 1 drop of V6 and or olive oil and apply to desired area as needed. Okay, so 1 to 1. Lavender probably would be 1 to 1 as well. Thieves, it says dilute 1 drop with 4 drops of V6. Okay, so again, if you want to be the cautious, follow directions type, that's what you will do. If you're going to be a Brita type, you just put it on and deal with it later, right? Because that's what I do. But it's certainly if you're new or if you are unsure, if you're using oils on little kids, then maybe you want to dilute that. Okay. Yes, I can see the print on the bottle. Sometimes I have to take my glasses off, but today I can see it. All right. So if you want to apply oils, just put a drop or two in your hand or some carrier oil in your hand, put a drop of essential oils. Don't overthink it. Just use it or just put it on straight. Okay. And of course we can make roller bottles. I thought I had one here. So you can get empty roller bottles and you can put your drops in those too and dilute it down and have it ready. All right, so let's get into this. Let's talk about cuts and scrapes. So these are just a few oils, and I want you guys to tell me, what are your favorite oils? I'm going to talk about lavender, geranium, and rose ointment. Tell me what you love though for cuts and scrapes. Okay. So I remember getting cleaned as a kid, or scraping myself as a little girl, and my parents used Bactine because that's what we knew back then. And it stung, right? It hurt when they would clean my wound. And I love that. Initially, my older kids got Bactine because that's all I knew. But when we got introduced to Young Living in 2007, uh, lavender was Kirk taught them to ask me for lavender oil when they fell down and got cuts and scrapes and bruises. And they, I noticed back then, and I was totally a skeptic of this. I thought it was weird and crazy, but I did notice that they would stop crying faster. And so I thought it was aromatherapy, that we were just putting aromatherapy on them. But I did also notice that their wounds would heal faster, right? Which I was like, that's kind of weird. Um, but these are amazing for cuts and scrapes or anything skin related, and even for beauty focused skincare, right? So lavender is amazing for all things skin. And I would just literally drop a drop of lavender on their owies, and they would quit crying. They would go off and play, and life would go on. Geranium oil, essential oil, is great also for anything skin related. It smells really good too. It's more uplifting, more florally. Um, and then, of course, we want to use a good salve. Sometimes we need a salve or something to cover it, right? So rose ointment is our Neosporin replacement, and it's an all-natural plant-based first aid ointment. You can use it on its own for all kinds of things, and certainly as a base for applying oils. We have often, I would put a drop of essential oil on the wound, and then if I was going to put a Band-Aid on or something, I would maybe put a little bit of rose ointment, or animal sense ointment is awesome too. And right there as a salve, and then put the Band-Aid on top of that. If you don't have rose ointment or animal scents, you can use some coconut oil or other carrier oil, and then add that or add your essential oils to that and apply to the cut or scrape. And diluting the oils again, it just means that it won't irritate the skin, or it won't be too much. Um, but again, in all transparency, when my kids were little, a bottle of lavender was with me all the time, and I just put a drop on their owie, and life was going on. So a couple people have said helichrysum, which is an amazing, amazing oil, definitely for all kinds of uh, regenerate the skin and the area, which is it's a fantastic oil. Um, if you remind me later, I'll tell you a really good non-complaint story. Melrose or Thieves for your scratches from your playful cat. So those are great because those would actually help cleanse that really well too. Lavender also cleanses really well. That so it kind of cleans out like any dirt or anything that's in there. And then Owie is a great one. And that specifically for kiddos, right? It's pre-diluted, ready for kiddos. Grown-ups can use it too. So if you don't want to touch the scraped area, I'm going to give you a couple of recipes that are not on the handout. But so you might want to write these down. You can do an owie roller. So you're going to just get a 10 ml bottle, so a regular roller bottle. And you can do 15 drops of lavender and 15 of geranium. And then you would just roll that on your cut. If you want to make it into a spray bottle, like a 2-ounce spray bottle, you could go up to 45 drops of each of lavender and geranium, and then fill with V6 or fractionated coconut oil, um, anything like that. And of course, if you don't have geranium, you could probably use Melrose, right? Or you could use something else that you have. So don't get caught up on having the right thing. You could use frankincense. That would be amazing. Just what you have, and maybe look up in your little reference guide. Hopefully, you have a little book at least. The properties of the different oils that you might have started with, and then use what you have. Okay, our strains and sprains. So we're going to talk about Panaway, Valor, and Peppermint. And again, tell me what you love to use for your sprains, strains, achiness, right? So conventional over-the-counter pain creams simply make your skin tingle, so you forget about the pain underneath. It does not heal. It does not um, it doesn't promote healing. They are technically, those over-the-counter pain creams are technically a class of products called counter irritants, and they don't actually do anything that help to that sore muscle, which is crazy, right? Because we all think that they do, but they just make you less aware of it while it heals. So instead, reach for Panaway, Valor, or peppermint oils. Copaiba would be another great one. You still get the lovely tingle on the skin from the mint, but you also get actual help and healing for the muscles and tendons beneath. Um, so Panaway equals, they used to call it pain away. The minty blend contains wintergreen, which is in the same plant family, the salicylates, as willow bark. And willow bark is the original aspirin. Did you know that? So you can get actually willow bark creams or ointments. We've found some at different kind of general stores, I guess, the old-fashioned ones. But Panaway it's a great oil. It's great. It's easy to carry. Of course, it comes in a 5 ml. I think it comes in a 15 ml bottle too. And just a drop or two is all you need of this. Okay. So it also contains copaiba, which supports the body through the body's inflammation. So Panaway is great for sprains and strains to help with the natural inflammatory process. In fact, I was at a fair the last week, and a man came, well, actually several people came to my table or my booth, and complaining of different aches and pains or sprains or whatever. And I said, okay, take Panaway, and here's the bottle of Deep Relief. Rub it on, or roll it on the ideally different areas, right? And see which one works for you. Because I love that I get to just hand it to them. They can try it. They were all very skeptical until all of a sudden they're like, huh, this is like feeling better. And this one man was a teacher, and he was doing like all kinds of hip movements and flexes and different things, going, I can't believe this hip is feeling so much better. So it doesn't take long to experience the results of it. All right, another great oil is Valor. And Valor combines frankincense, black spruce, blue tansy, camphor wood, and geranium. It smells kind of woodsy and also a bit sweet. And not only do those help support physical healing, this blend is also amazing for soothing the anxieties of being injured. How many of you have thought about that? That when you're injured or when you have an injury, oftentimes our cortisol spikes up, right? Not just because we're injured, but because all of a sudden we're like, oh, what's going on? And it's the pain response, but also just kind of that general anxiety that happens when we're not, I think when we're not in control, right? So this can help soothe that. It also has blue tansy, which is known for its ability to soothe the central nervous system, which is where our stress, anxiety, and worry come from. And so it can help to calm those down. And then, of course, peppermint follows closely as another mint oil that helps to soothe sore, tense, sprained muscles and tendons and helps the body heal. It's a great driver oil, driving others in deeper. I love that one. I put it on topically afterwards, like after apply maybe Panaway or Deep Relief first, and then put peppermint on if I'm not getting the results I need, and pretty quickly I do. So other suggestions in the chat, I love the chat, so thank you for that, is Cool Azul, the oil, but also the pain cream is amazing. And Idaho Grand Fir that is so good, right? And hopefully, the little recipe for that kind of ongoing discomfort that we get is 5 drops of Idaho Grand Fir, frankincense, and copaiba. Okay. And then if you need a little bit more, put a drop or two in peppermint. So Mary's also said CBD. Yes, I love our new muscle and joint roller. I know some people don't like it, but you guys give it a try. And maybe you could add some extra peppermint or wintergreen to it if you're, or Cool Azul or any of these that we're talking about, if you're not getting the results that you want. So a good sprains and strains roller, again, in a 10 ml bottle. You can do 15 drops of Valor, 10 drops each of Panaway and peppermint. Or the salve, you can do those in coconut oil, right? So just add those same things to coconut oil. You can also, do a soak, a bath soak. So add some Magnesium flakes or Epsom salts, maybe about a quarter cup of those. And I would add just like five drops of Valor, three of peppermint, that kind of a thing, um, to the magnesium salts or the Epsom salts, and then soak them in. Okay, next up, fevers. So, how many of you have dealt with fevers? All right. So a fever is the body's natural response when it comes to in contact with something it needs to fight off. Did you know that? Most of us are trained that if you have a fever, we have to get that down right away. But a fever is actually your body's doing its thing to kill off whatever's making you feel bad. So it's a good thing. So it means that we don't necessarily have to immediately grab something to lower it, but we also don't want to totally ignore it easily. So a couple of options, and I love peppermint for fevers. You can apply actually peppermint or lemon to the feet and spine can be really, really soothing in the presence of a fever. They can make you comfortable while allowing the body to do what it was created to do, which is to fight off things naturally. Peppermint is cooling and soothing to the skin, which can make you more comfortable. And a great way to lower a fever fairly quickly is to put a drop in the belly button, which might seem kind of a weird place to put it, but it's the body temperature regulator, right? Because your belly button is where you were connected to your mom and where everything comes in and it's connected right there. And so when my daughter was really sick, prior to her diagnosis of for leukemia, she had really high fevers. And I remember reading about peppermint in the belly button. And so I started doing that, and it brought her fevers down. And when we finally went to the hospital to be evaluated, they said, well, has she been having fevers? I'm like, yeah, there have been 104 plus, And I remember the nurse going, oh, did you give her some Tylenol then? And I said, well, no, I put peppermint in her belly button. They were like, what? Because remember, this is 2008. So this was not a common thing back then. I think they thought I was off my rocker, but it brought her temperature down to, like low hundreds. So she was still sick. Her body was still fighting everything that was going on inside of it, but she wasn't miserable with that super high fever. So peppermint in the belly button does help. Of course, you can also put it on the back of your neck just to help cool you down. Um, but I do not recommend peppermint in the tub because that can bring your body temperature down too much. So just start in the belly button, okay? Lemon also, I mentioned that it's soothing and cooling in the presence of a fever. Plus, it's rich in limonene, which supports the immune system. So that's a good thing. Again, on the feet, you can put it on the spine. You could probably put it in your belly button too. Diffusing it would be a great thing as well. And then, of course, we have thieves, and this is really our go-to oil for kicking the ick. This germ-fighting blend contains rosemary, lemon, eucalyptus radiata, cinnamon bark, and clove. And Thieves is a powerhouse for immune health. Definitely, you can diffuse it, you can ingest it, get it on your feet, get it, anywhere on your body, around you, put it in your diffusers. This is a great one just to continue to surround yourself with when you're falling under the wellness line. And tell me again in the chat what you're using for fevers or just to pull your body up, support your body. So some practical tips, sometimes making a roller can feel overwhelming. So don't feel like you have to. When you need it, just use oils. Put them on your feet if you're not sure where else to put them, right? And so grab your oil, maybe grab some carrier oil, mix them in your palms, and then put them on your skin wherever you think. And the feet is a great place. Just putting them here in your hands. Your hands and your feet those are the reflexology points in the body. So rubbing it all over your hands and breathing it in is going to help. Putting it on your feet and then breathing it in, that's going to help. So do whatever you have to do to get it in and on your body. All right, coughs and colds. Let's talk about that. I'm going to talk about Raven, frankincense, and lymph. You guys tell me what else you use. And I just saw Deanne said Ningxia Red. Yes, when you're feeling under the weather or when you have coughs and colds, any time is good for Ningxia Red for sure. So, we're going into fall season and all of this, we're shutting up the windows and we're around people that we haven't been around for a long time, and all the things, eating a lot of sugar because we're going into sugar season too. And so this stuff is inevitable, right? But we want to make sure that we have the tools to support our bodies through it and to find relief. So when it comes to coughs and colds, Raven, frankincense, and lemon are great ones to grab. Raven is, I think it's a powerhouse respiratory oil. So you can ditch the store-bought chest rubs and grab this bottle of Raven. This eucalyptus is also used with Raven Sara, which is also known as camphor. And that's the active ingredient in Vicks chest rub. So Raven is amazing diffused. You can try it alone or add some lemon to your diffuser. It can help with your nose and chest need some TLC. You can also combine it with some coconut oil or your V6 for a simple but effective chest rub, right? So just put a couple of drops in your hands, just rub it over your chest. If you want, you could put a warm washcloth over top just to help kind of drive that in, and it just feels amazing. You can also put a drop on the shower floor during a hot shower or use it in a bath with some Epsom salts. So Raven is a great one. RC, several of you are mentioning that, and that's another great oil for anything coughs and colds, respiratory support. Frankincense, this is one of the most desired essential oils available today. It's a must-have for every home, and it's really one of our go-tos for supporting the immune system, maintaining youthful and vibrant skin, and calming the mind and emotions. So frankincense is lovely diffused with valor and lavender to help calm the mind and center the thoughts. And oftentimes when we're sick, what do we start thinking about? We start thinking about how sick we are, right? And we speak that out. And instead, even, using, and you can put frankincense right on your chest as well. But using and diffusing it can help change your thoughts from, oh, look at how sick I am, to am feeling better. And I feel I'm uplifted because I feel, like the frankincense is starting to help me just think more clearly, right? And so then we can start speaking health and wellness instead of the other. So and then we talked about lemon for pain, but lemon is all, or for fever, sorry, but it is also a natural mucolytic, meaning it's wonderful for breaking up congestion. So diffuse and apply it. It's a great one actually to rub right up here between your shoulder blades, and it helps to break up the mucus. I don't know how, but it does. Um, it's also helpful for combating springtime allergies with lavender, lemon, and peppermint. So hopefully you've heard of that before. And a Breathe Easy roller is 15 drops of Raven and 10 of frankincense and lemon. Fill it with carrier oil. And then again, you can use it as a chest rub. You can use, the same drops, 15 of Raven and then 10 of frankincense and lemon. Mix it with coconut oil, and you can use it on your chest, on your neck, on the back, and your bottom of your feet. Other great options, I think, is RC is, and it's a fabulous one. Some other ones is Breathe Again. It comes in a roller, so it's really easy to roll it on your sinuses. Now, of course, you want to go around your eyes, right? Or even around this way, and or you can put it on your chest and in your throat as well. So Breathe Again roller. Eucalyptus globulus or radiata, either one are fantastic. And then the thieves chest rub. I think, yes, I think so many times we forget about that one, but it is a gem. And I wish I would have grabbed one. I love it because you don't have to touch it with your hands, right? You can make your own with coconut oil, but this one's already pre-made, and it has, you just squeeze it out and it comes out of the end of the tube, and you just roll it on and you don't have to touch it. So it's fantastic for that. Now, I do put a washcloth over mine, just, full disclosure, because usually I put it on right before I'm going to bed and I don't want my pajamas to get all covered. So I just kind of tuck the washcloth over the top of my shirt. But it's a great option to really help break up stuff while you're sleeping. Stomach, we're going to stomach next. So how many of you get your tummy? These are not fun to deal with, right? But again, we have options. So Digize. Digize is one of those. I did not love the smell of it, but you guys, I love the effectiveness of Digize. So this is full of well-known digestive herbs like tarragon, ginger, peppermint, juniper, fennel, lemongrass, anise, and patchouli, and it truly soothes any stomach issue. So whether you're needing to get things moving or to soothe an upset stomach or just for daily digestive health, Digize is fast acting and super effective. So you can use it topically, just put it, like rub it. I often would rub it on my stomach. You can also put it in an empty capsule with a little olive oil. Or if you're really brave and when you're really desperate, you just grab the bottle, open it up, and pour it under your tongue, right? And it is so fast acting, it calms things down. So it's fantastic. Peppermint, we've talked about peppermint so many times already. So you see that peppermint's kind of one of those Swiss Army knives of oil as well. But if you think about when you walk down an aisle at the grocery store that's talking about digestive health, oftentimes it's, or at the pharmacy, oftentimes you'll notice that they're mostly mint flavored, all those products. Or if you go to a buffet, at least they used to give out peppermints when you would pay your bill, right? Because they know that you're bloated, that you ate too much, and the peppermint will help calm your stomach. So it is great to inhale for nausea and motion sickness. It's soothing to the digestive system overall. And again, it works great in capsules, or you can also add it to just one drop is all you need to a glass of water to soothe the troubled bellies. You can also put a drop maybe on your finger and then touch your tongue. I would not open your mouth and just do it because sometimes you get more than one drop. Ask me how I know. But put a drop on your finger, touch it to your tongue, and then that can help, as you're starting to breathe it in, it'll open your mouth or open your sinuses, but also it will help soothe your stomach as well. All right, and then we talked about lemon again. It's a cold press from the rind of the fruit, so the oil is alkaline and not acidic. So a drop of lemon in a glass of water helps soothe stomachs. It tastes great and it gives your liver some TLC. Well, so a happy belly roller, you can do 15 drops of Digize and then 10 of lemon and peppermint. And you can apply that over your abdomen liberally and frequently. Of course, hopefully when I don't always say add V6 to that, but fill up your bottle with your V6 or your coconut oil. All right, and then other options to consider would be tummy jize. That's our kids sense version of I think it's of Digize. Aroma Ease is a great one too. It's it's a softer smell than Digize. And then Alkaline, I think we always have to talk about a few of our supplements for these things. So Alkaline really helps to soothe um, soothes your digestive tract, and it pulls the acidity out of your body, okay, or helps to balance that. And then, of course, any of the enzymes. So we have Essential Zyme 4, Detoxzyme. That's always a good one. I love that one when I have a tummy ache or if I've eaten too much. And Allerzyme is the other one. So any of those are great as well. Or for kids, so we have the Mighty Zymes, which are great. And also Life 9 or Mighty Pro. So lots of options for that. I love to, like if you're getting your bag ready to go, you can grab, this is Essential Zyme 4. So I could put these in my bag. I could put a couple of the little stick packs of Mighty Pro in my bag. I showed you guys this one at the beginning, so they could go kind of like right here, right? So that they're always with me when I need some digestive help. All right, next is burns. And this could be from, the stove. It could be from the sun. It could be from, right now we're in fall, so it could be a fire, like your bonfire kind of a thing. But if you've ever accidentally grabbed a hot pan without an oven mitt, or one time I was baking bread and I put my hand right down on the flat top stove to make sure it wasn't hot, and it was. The first thing we reached for was lavender and aloe vera. So we actually have a blend called Lavaderm, which was amazing, but I dumped a whole lot of lavender on my hand as well. So lavender, it's great for cuts and scrapes and also amazing for burns. It helps to soothe damaged skin and also helps the body regenerate skin in the damaged area. Tell me your favorite burn oils, okay? Copaiba, this is the fire of the first aid kit. It goes around putting out fires and soothing that inflammation. It's gentle enough to use for teething, but also soothes the inflammation of burns and helps to heal the skin. And then Lavaderm, this is a spray, and it's infused with lavender essential oil, and it has aloe vera in it, which is super healing to the skin. It's comes in a spray bottle, so there's no touching to the tender skin. And of course, we also have Lavaderm After Sun Spray, which is also amazing for burns of any kind. It soothes the pain and itching of minor burns, minor cuts, sunburns, scrapes, insect bites, and minor skin irritations. So another great option for burns, especially like for sunburns, is mineral essence, if you can believe it. I have a friend who got her arm, or I think her shoulders got really sunburned one time at the beach. And she just started putting droppers of mineral essence on her skin, and it soothed that burn really, really fast. And then peppermint can also be cooling to sun. So, but again, you want to just use one drop, okay? So practical tips when it comes to a burn, apply lavender and copaiba in your carrier oil to make sure it doesn't sting. And then you can cover it with a bandage if desired. If you can leave it open though, I think it's always good just so that it can heal. My mom ended up, oh gosh, it was in maybe 2023. She was canning pickles and accidentally dumped boiling water on her front. And after, she ended up in the hospital, had skin grafts, all of that. We used a lot of oils for her anxiety and for calming. Okay, I couldn't get them actually on any of the burns, but when she came home with me, we were able to use some animal scents on the dressings and to start putting some like lavender or frankincense around the areas, not on the areas, right? But so just think about even if you have to do medical care for something, you can still use oils on the body in other areas, maybe, or around the body for that anxiety and that calming, and just for the overall feeling. So, just all right, bite stings. So we're going to talk about lavender purification. Tell me your other go-tos for bites and stings. So this is one area you need to have this readily on hand. So stash them in your bag so you have them when needed. We've already talked about lavender. It's the helps stop itching and stinging. It has natural antihistamine properties. So it's one of the first that we reach for when it comes to bites. And you can, of course, apply it with rose ointment or animal sense ointment. And if you forget the bug spray or just get too many bites, I love purification. And I love Melrose for bites. Okay. So find out which one works for you. And you might be surprised at these. So these help to soothe or stop the itching, soothe the skin, and heal the area. And again, you can apply it with rose ointment liberally. Then Lavaderm, again, we can spray Lavaderm on there. Um, it helps really most skin irritations, and it's easy to apply and doesn't require you to touch the damaged or the injured area, which is nice. So if you're looking for the easy button, it's just a spray bottle. Um, lavender, peppermint, and raw honey. Was that for the burns or for the bites? It probably would work for either one, actually. So, whoops. Next up is panic attacks or stress and anxiety, right? We're talking about here. So essential oils are a great way to help reset the mind and our emotions. Oils work with the physical body to release stored emotions and can also be used aromatically to shift our mood and focus via the limbic system of the brain. So if you're feeling the panic rise, grab an oil, and really at that point, it doesn't matter which one, just grab an oil, close your eyes, and breathe deeply directly from the bottle. Okay. So
Designed you feel in every detail. Technology as innovative as it is effort.
lavender, yeah, it's and calming. It's a blend of tangerine, orange, ylang ylang, patchouli, and blue tansy, and it's made to relax the body and calm emotions. Peace and calming can signal overtired and overworked body systems that it's a safe space to release stress and invite in a sense of calm. And then Valor, we talked about that one. The blue tansy in Valor is so helpful for many emotions around our activated sympathetic fight or flight response. Valor is a powerhouse when facing a trial or season of adversity because its natural properties help align the body emotionally, physically. And vacation in a bottle, aka stress away, right? This is a ready to go anytime you need it. Oil, it combines copaiba, lime, cedarwood, vanilla, ocotea, and lavender for a soothing blend that says that's exactly what the name says, right? So it literally, you can watch when you put stress away on somebody's wrists, you will literally watch them physically start to breathe and to relax. Okay. I used to do that at the hospital. When the nurses would be overstressed in the ER, I'd roll it on their wrists and they thought I was a little crazy. But I would like watch them start to breathe deeper, start to laugh, start to talk. The stress is all still there. Everybody still is demanding all their things, but they're able to deal with it differently. And you guys, this is such a gift to people when we share an oil with them. And again, sometimes against their will, I'm going to say, because I mean, I would just take their wrist and swipe it. But a few people said no, and I respected that. But it's a gift that we can give them. And pretty soon, there were times that they'd see me coming and they'd be like, here, like they're handing me the wrist and get this oil on them. Oh, share your oils. All right. So headaches, no fun to have a headache, right? And so we love frankincense, peppermint, and valor. Panaway would be another one. You could do M-grade. Progessence Plus might be another option for hormonal headaches. So again, we talked about frankincense. It's rich in antioxidants. It helps soothe the physical and emotional tension of a headache. Many people like to place a drop on their thumb and push their thumb into the roof of the mouth. You can also add frankincense to some magnesium flakes for a long hot soak in the tub. Yes, deep relief is a great one as well. Tell me your other favorite headache options, okay? Peppermint again is it's soothing and cooling to the body overall, making it one to reach for when you have a headache. That icy cool relief is wonderful massage on the neck, temples, and shoulders. And there's not for tension. So, um, and again, it soothes the anxiety and stress of a headache too, and helps to calm that central nervous system and that fight flight response also aligns the body. Sorry. So, other Calm is a great one. The muscle and joint roller too would be a great option. Other practical tips for headaches is hydrate. Many times we get headaches because we are dehydrated. Okay, so we can ward those headaches off with water. So drink some more water. Add mineral essence to it. If I know it doesn't taste the greatest, but you guys, the more you start drinking it, the more your body will actually crave it. Um, but you can do a few droppers of mineral essence in water and then do a squirt of the vitality drops. And the sweetness of the vitality drops tends to overcome or balance out the mineral essence. Add some water to it, and it's a really, really refreshing drink. You can also apply oils liberally and frequently, making sure not to get peppermint close to the eyes, of course. But that's a great option. So don't just do it once, expect your headache to go away. Do it more than that. And then you can layer frankincense and valor, then peppermint if you're not using a roller, or put those all together in a roller. Or add a little bit more peppermint on top of the roller. So, you know, you roll the roller on and then you can put more peppermint on top. Peppermint will help to drive the other oils into the tense muscles, which really can help it relax. And many find it soothing to take a warm bath with magnesium flakes and essential oils when they have a headache. And another great option is to soak your feet in really warm water and actually as hot as you can, you know, as you can stand. So put some Epsom salts, maybe frankincense or even peppermint in the warm water, the foot bath. And then while soaking, apply a cold pack to your head. So you're going to sit with your feet in hot and your head with cold for 15 minutes or so. You know, start your diffuser as well. That's a great option. And then apply your oils. So that can also help to that can help pull you out of fight flight when you do stuff like that or out of anxiety, but it can also help with relaxing the body for headaches or for other pain and discomfort. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but most of the oils I talked about tonight are in this box right here. So this is our premium starter kit with the essential oils. And you literally get 10 oils on this little tray here. You pull it out though. Don't just stop at that tray because underneath is another a little shelf and there are more goodies under here. There's actually should be some Ningxia Red in here as well. I just don't have it in this box. But there are 12 oils of options in this box. And so if you're going to start with a first aid bundle, this really truly is the one I would highly recommend that people start with because there's 12 options, not just one or two or six, but you get 12. And I would say probably 90% of my issues I can deal with this kit. Okay. So we get the 12 oils, Thieves hand sanitizer and a spray. So that's great for cleaning your hands or hard to clean things. The Ningxia packets, which is great for energy, less stress, great sleep, so much more. And you get a diffuser. Actually, you get the Adobe diffuser, which diffuses for 32 hours. Did you know that? It's amazing. I love that diffuser. And actually, you know, and then you can add on, you know, a rose ointment or lavaderm, geranium, copaiba for for your top tier first aid kit or whatever else you wanted to add on. So, and let me just talk a minute about a diffuser, okay? So diffusing is quite possibly one of the easiest health habits you can start immediately. Your space will smell amazing. You get tons of benefits. If you have a headache, you can add lavender and peppermint to the diffuser or peppermint and lemon, whatever. If you're feeling queasy, you can again do peppermint and lemon. You could diffuse digize. I don't know that I've ever diffused digize, but you could. If you're sore and tired and grumpy about it, you can diffuse your valor, stress away, or peace and calming in the diffuser, right? And right now, you guys, this is what is today, the 18th of September. The lavender wonderful diffuser is available right now. Okay, so I love this diffuser. It's great to travel with. Again, we're kind of talking about first aid and travel. But one of the reasons why I love it is you literally just screw the bottle into the diffuser and set it right in there. So you can diffuse whatever scent you want. And then you put that part there into the bottle or into the diffuser. The lid just snaps on and boom, it's starting to diffuse. I can see the mist. You probably can't on that. But what a simple, easy way to reset your day, right? And to just start to diffuse. Diffusing also allows multiple people to receive benefits of the oils at once. And it's a great way to support mood. So tell me what your favorite thing to diffuse is. Maybe tonight or maybe just in general. Like when you're feeling the funk, what do you diffuse? That's what I want to know. So are into life simpler, saving money, getting free products and a good discount. Then loyalty rewards is for you. You can actually order your favorite Young Living products on the loyalty rewards program so you can earn points. Get a free diffuser. Did you know month 2 you get a free diffuser? You gain access to exclusive oils and save money and have it all show up at your doorstep. So that's a great option that you can have. It just takes a few minutes to get started. And so really, you guys, what we want to do is if you're brand new to this and you're like, okay, this sounds great, or I'm not sure where to start, get back with whoever invited you to this class. Ask them for their referral code because you want to be connected with your friend, first of all, and then ask them for the discount code so that you can save 10% off of your first order. There is, one of the most beautiful things about our community and about Young Living, I think as a whole, is that there's no one size fits all solution, but there are lots of tools and resources at your disposal to help you create a completely customized health routine that meets your needs. You never have to feel lost or overwhelmed unless you choose to, but you don't need to, because you have us. You have a great community of people who want to support you and are here to walk with you through the journey every step of the way. So we would love to join you or have you join us. And we can't wait to welcome you into our community. So thank you for joining me tonight. I am going to hopefully stop the recording here. And well, let me stop the share first. This is always that awkward pause, isn't it? Okay, there we go.